Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the most catastrophic and humiliating blows Meghan Markle has faced since stepping out of the royal spotlight. I'm talking about the epic roast she just got served by none other than David and Victoria Beckham. Yes, you heard that right, the Beckhams, who once were friendly with Meghan and Harry, are now making headlines for absolutely torching Meghan's so-called lifestyle brand and calling it the flop of the year. And let me tell you, when two global icons like David and Victoria come out swinging, it's not just shade, it's a public humiliation that Meghan cannot escape. Now, let's be real for a second. Meghan's brand launch was hyped up as the next big thing. We were told it was going to compete with Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, rival lifestyle empires, and supposedly elevate Meghan into this untouchable Hollywood mogul. But what happened instead? Embarrassing product lines, cringe-worthy marketing, and a total disconnect with the audience she thought she had. People weren't buying, literally and figuratively. And while critics and the media have been tearing her down for weeks, what really hit hard was the Beckhams stepping in and essentially saying, "This is not it." Think about it. Victoria Beckham, a woman who transformed herself from pop star to respected fashion designer, knows exactly what it takes to build a brand. She built hers from the ground up, through trial and error, but with authenticity and taste. And David, with his global influence, has mastered the art of branding himself into a timeless icon. These are people who understand reputation, market appeal, and consumer trust. So when they turn their gaze on Meghan and call out her brand for being a mess, it's not just gossip, it's a professional assessment from people who actually know how to win in this industry. And here's the kicker, Meghan and Harry were once close with the Beckhams. They were on that star-studded guest list at their wedding. There were dinners, connections, and supposedly a friendship built on mutual status. But as we've seen time and time again, Meghan has this uncanny ability to burn bridges with the very people who could help her. Instead of collaborating, she competes. Instead of listening, she preaches. And now, instead of building allies, she's creating enemies. The Beckhams have had enough, and their roast is the loudest signal yet that Meghan is running out of industry goodwill. Let me break this down because it's crucial to understand why this roast is such a game changer. Meghan's lifestyle brand wasn't just a flop, it was catastrophic from day one. The launch was poorly planned, the messaging was hollow, and the products felt like knockoffs of things we've already seen. No originality, no authenticity, and definitely no value. Consumers today can smell inauthenticity from a mile away, and Meghan's attempt at curating a new standard of living felt like a desperate copy of what others had already done better. People called it tone-deaf, overpriced, and shallow. Reviews were brutal, and the sales reflected that. The so-called empire crumbled before it even had a chance to stand. David and Victoria didn't just casually comment, they publicly roasted it. Insiders say Victoria mocked the brand's lack of style, questioning how someone with Meghan's history of drama and self-importance could possibly dictate taste to the public. She allegedly said Meghan is more about chasing attention than creating anything of substance. And David? He didn't hold back either, pointing out how Meghan's constant victim narrative undermines her credibility in business. Who wants to buy from someone who's always complaining, always playing the martyr? That's not empowerment, that's exhausting. And honestly, he's right. People buy into lifestyle brands because they admire the person behind them. They want to be inspired, they want to follow in their footsteps. But who exactly is aspiring to live like Meghan Markle right now? This roast exposes the hypocrisy Meghan's critics have been talking about all along. Meghan brands herself as this advocate for authenticity, empowerment, and wellness, but everything about her lifestyle brand screamed the opposite. It was elitist, unrealistic, and totally disconnected from the everyday struggles of the audience she pretends to speak for. David and Victoria called that out, not in so many words, but with the kind of biting humor that leaves no room for doubt. When global icons mock you, it's not just about the products, it's about your entire persona. Meghan's carefully crafted image of being relatable and inspirational crumbles under the weight of this kind of public ridicule. And finally, the humiliation is global. This isn't just British tabloids having a field day. This story has traveled across the Atlantic, picked up by American outlets, gossip channels, and even business analysts who are dissecting just how badly Meghan miscalculated her launch. The Beckhams roast amplified the story to a whole new level. Suddenly, it's not just Meghan's brand flopped, it's Meghan was humiliated by two of the most respected names in entertainment and fashion. That narrative sticks. That's the kind of PR disaster that doesn't just fade, it becomes part of her legacy. And no amount of spin from Meghan and Harry's team can erase the fact that their supposed friends just turned into their biggest critics. Now, let's zoom out for a moment. Why does this matter so much? Because Meghan built her post-royal identity around influence. She wanted to be seen as a thought leader, a tastemaker, and a cultural icon. But influence is fragile. It's built on perception, trust, and the belief that you actually stand for something. When someone like Victoria Beckham calls your brand tasteless, and David Beckham calls your persona exhausting, it shatters that perception. It shows the world that even those who once supported you no longer buy into your act. And if the Beckhams don't believe in Meghan anymore, why should anyone else? This whole saga proves something we've been saying on this channel for a long time: Meghan Markle is her own worst enemy. Every move she makes feels calculated for attention, but rarely for longevity. She chases headlines, but not substance. She burns through allies, but doesn't invest in real partnerships. And when the backlash comes, she plays the victim card instead of taking accountability. That's not leadership, that's not inspiration, and it's definitely not the foundation of a successful brand.